Hey, I'm Mike for Hansen Fitness for Golf, and if you want to improve your body through exercise or through simple movements that you can do right at home, you have to do flexibility. Everyone needs more flexibility in their golf swing. Here's 3 tips that you can use now. Alright, so first and foremost, this is one of the best tools that you can use to break up some of the fascia or the tissue that's on top of the muscle, or to get those muscles that are hard to stretch. So it's called a foam roller. You can pretty much get them anywhere these days. I recommend getting a 3-footer unless you travel a lot and want to take it with you. They make smaller ones. But this is the best one that you can get that's going to help you to break up that tissue and allow your stretching to work for you. So if you haven't used a foam roller before, then you want to try and go slow. The main thing is that you're going to roll over the muscle or the tissue. You never want to put it on a joint, so you never want to go on your knee or your hip right directly on the joint because there's no muscle there. So it may be painful at first, but if you do feel a big amount of pain, then you want to just stop at that spot and just kind of let the pressure of your body weight and the foam roller kind of do its thing. If you've had a deep tissue massage, it's kind of like the same thing, but it's something that you could do on your own. So the 2 biggest joints that we want to make sure are mobile are the hips and the thoracic spine. So for the lower body, one of my favorite things is rolling the glute muscle. So you can roll back and forth, and you just want to do this for about 30 seconds. And again, if you feel like a really big pain or a knot or something like that, then just kind of stop on it and maybe go a little bit slower. And then, so that's the glute muscle there. And then we're going to do what's called the IT band. And this is one of the muscles that's pretty much impossible to stretch on your own. So that's why the foam roller is great. So you want to start right below the hip joint, or like if you have pants or shorts, right on your pocket, and then you're going to roll. I like to put my foot over, and then you're going to roll back and forth. Again, not going all the way to the knee joint, and you can control the pressure with this foot and this hand, and then you can apply as much pressure as you want. Most people tend to feel some discomfort on this one, but I promise you, the more you do it, the better it's going to feel. So that's what's called the IT band. And then we're going to continue to roll over, and we're going to hit the front of the leg. So we're going to hit the quadricep here and then the hip flexor. So we're going to roll over and then go back and forth again, up high, not to the knee. And those are the 3 best places that you want to get for your legs: the glutes, the IT band, and the quad and the hip flexor. Okay, so we did the lower body. Now here's 3 for the upper body. So the first thing we're going to do is lay perpendicular on the foam roller, almost like a T, and you want to hit it right in the mid upper back. So what we're going to do is we're going to try and get extension in the thoracic spine. Usually the thoracic spine is this way. We're going to try and get it to go this way. So we're going to put the arms behind the head, and then keeping the butt on the ground, you're just going to lay back as far as you can. You may not be rolling a lot on this one, but just a little bit of motion that's going to help you to get as far back as you can. You want to try to feel like your head is going towards the ground back here. And then once you've done this for about 30 seconds, you can put your arms straight up over your head and let that stretch. Just kind of let gravity do its thing. Let it pull your arms down and just let them relax. If you can hit the ground, that's great. But remember, you want to just try and keep your butt on the ground and then let that open up the chest and the thoracic spine and the upper back. And then the other thing you want to do is you're going to lay on the side of your lat. Remember, you don't want to go directly on the spine. So you're just going to roll back and forth, and you're going to hit that big muscle in your back called the lat muscle. And then you're just going to go back and forth this way. And then the last one is to take the foam roller and lay on it like this, and then having your arms just drop down to the floor, and then letting that relax. And you're going to get a big stretch in the chest. So like with the lower body, there might be some discomfort involved at first, but this one tends to feel good, and a lot of people like doing this because we get so much tightness here in the chest. So those are really good upper body moves that you can do on the foam roller that are going to help your golf swing. The next proponent is called static stretching, and that's where you hold a stretch for 30 to 60 seconds, and I like using this for the bigger muscles. And what we do is For the hamstring, we see a lot of tight hamstrings in here in our junior golfers, and then even in our adult males. So one of the best ways is to make sure that your foot that's on the ground is straight ahead, and then find something like a chair or just something that's about 2 feet high, and you're going to put the other foot up and then pull your toe back. Try and get your leg as straight as you can, and what this does is it stretches the hamstring without jeopardizing the lower back. I'll see so many people try and reach down and try and touch their toes, and it's more of a lower back stretch than it is a hamstring stretch. So we want to make sure that we're just stretching the hamstring. And then, so this one you can hold for about 30 to 60 seconds, and then once you've done it for about 30 to 60 seconds, you can turn your shoulder into it and even increase that stretch a little bit more. So that's a great stretch to hit the hamstring. The next stretch, and this is a big one that I tell everybody they should do it, because we sit all the time. The hip flexor and the the hip flexor and the quadricep get really tight. So what we do here is we're going to put our foot up on that chair or that box, and then if you have a pillow or something, you can put it down on the knee, and then we're going to sit as tall as we can, trying to squeeze the glute that's on that side, and then get tall, and you'll feel a big stretch in the front of the leg here, which is important for hip mobility in the golf swing, because these hip flexors and quads really dictate how your hips are going to move in the golf swing. So if you feel like this is too much, you can always push this away and just get here, and you can start here and work your way up, getting your foot higher. And that's a hip flexor stretch, and you want to hold that one for about 30 to 60 seconds. So a really good static stretch for your upper body that's going to help with your shoulder turn is called the open book. So you want to pull your knees up as high as you can, stack your hands here like this, and then you're going to go back following your hands with your eye. And then you're just going to hold that for about 15 to 30 seconds. I really stress that you make sure you breathe out once you get to the full open book. If you feel like that's pretty easy, you can always push this bottom leg out, pull this one down, and then lay back again as far as you can. And that's going to help with giving you a bigger stretch throughout that whole area that you need more mobility in to get a better shoulder turn. Okay, so by far one of my favorite modalities or methods of stretching is dynamic stretching. That's stretching through movement, because after all, we're trying to hit a golf ball, and we want to make sure that we're flexible and stretched out, because I like dynamic stretching because it helps with balance and stability as well. So 3 of my favorite dynamic stretches. Remember, we said we want to definitely concentrate on the hip joint and the thoracic spine. So the first one is just a simple lunge. So you're going to lunge backwards. We're going to do this backwards. We're going to lunge backwards, and then you're going to take the arm of the same leg that went back and lift up this way. So that's going to stretch the whole front side, the obliques that help with rotation, and then the front side of the hip, which really control that hip joint in the golf swing. So you're going to go here, then you're going to step forward, you're going to go back, up, stretch, back, up, stretch, back, up, stretch. So when you say dynamic stretching, stretching through movement, you can hold it for 2 or 3 seconds, but you want to make sure that you're going back and forth. That's going to help the body get more mobile in a dynamic method. Okay, so this exercise is for the chest and the upper back thoracic spine, I think the most important joint in the body. So what we're going to do is you're going to hold on to a band. I like a band. If you don't have a band, you can use a broomstick or a golf club. So you're going to hold on to the band, go up, arms locked out, keep them straight as you can. When I say as far back as you can, you don't want to go way back here, but you want to just go up so the band or the club or the stick that you're using is right above your ears. And then what we're going to do from here is you're just going to turn this way. So we're dynamically moving and turning and trying to get a good stretch in the front here, and then the muscles in the back are trying to hold that up. So great stretch for more shoulder turn and dynamic method. The last one is for the lower body, the hips, moving in the backswing and in the downswing. So if you've seen my videos, you know this is one of my favorites. It's called the stork turn. So what you're going to do is take a club or a stick and replace the leg that's in the air. You're going to take that leg, put it right behind your knee, and then you're going to rotate So you're going to rotate around that leg. You want to start here and then just move into the knee or into that leg. And then you're going to switch sides, start right in the front, turn as far as you can, back and forth. You want to do 15 to 20 of those. That's a great way to get your hips more mobile in a dynamic method. So hips, shoulders, and chest are three of the biggest joints and areas of the body that you want to have flexible in the dynamic way. All right, so if you're looking to get better at golf, you have to work on flexibility. And those are three of the best methods to do so. So you have the foam roller, the static stretching, and the dynamic stretching. If you're looking for more information, check out our website at hansenfitnessforgolf.com, and you'll find all kinds of different golf-specific fitness information. We'll see you over there.